Hey, what's good with YouTube? This is your boy Rojo. This is the Rojo Room, man. Today we're going to talk about a very significant uh, hit that went down in Corcoran a couple years back, man. It involves a very significant individual known as Danny Roman, Danny Roman, 64-year-old individual who was a very big heavyweight individual from down south at one point in time. Um, he fell into bad favor somewhere along the line, and it caught up to him in good old Corcoran State Prison, man. So I'm just gonna read a little bit. This is actually from a different state, man. That's how well known this guy was. This is from El Paso, Texas, and it says this is a pre quote. Leaders of the notorious Mexican Mafia gang of gangs were charged Wednesday with running a government-like operation to control drug trafficking from inside the Los Angeles County jails that included ordering violence against those who didn't obey. Sacramento, California. A purported leader of the Mexican Mafia, whom the federal government once accused of running street gang operations from inside California's most secure prison, has been killed by two other inmates, officials said Thursday. Danny Roman, 64, was killed Wednesday at the Substance Abuse Treatment Facility and State Prison in Corcoran, said Corrections Department spokeswoman Terry Hardy. He was pronounced dead of multiple stab wounds to his face and body within minutes after officials say he was assaulted by two fellow inmates, Raul Alvarado and Edward Cisneros. Hardy would not say if they are believed to be members of the same or a rival gang. They were from the same gang. Just let's not get it twisted. If this was not a sanction hit by the Mexican Mafia, come on now, then the retaliation for having one of their members hit is going to be significant, said retired prison gang investigator Matthew Bushner. So, for the safety of all other inmates, I do not wish to downplay Roman's demise, but hopefully it was internal house bleeding, or there will be a lot more bloodshed. That is a factual statement right there, bro. Somebody else hit that dude. Woo! Federal prosecutors in 2012 charged more than 2 dozen people with racketeering conspiracy, alleging that they were involved with South Los Angeles gangs controlled by Roman from the state's super maximum Pelican Bay State Prison. He was serving a life sentence for first-degree murder from Los Angeles County, 700 miles away. Roman was charged, but prosecutors said he was controlling at least a dozen gangs, including one that extorted vendors at a swap meet and another that targeted students at the University of Southern California in drug trafficking, killings, and robberies. They alleged that Roman was passing orders to his daughter and son-in-law, who in turn directed gang members. Investigators said Viana Roman used coded language to give information to her father and to get instructions from him during visits at the prison in far northwest California. She would then pass them to members of the Harpies Street Gang, who prosecutors said oversaw crimes both in their own territory and the broader area Roman controlled. That included collecting tax payments from Latino gangs under his control, prosecutors said. His daughter was sentenced in 2015 to 15 years in federal prison, culminating an investigation that federal authorities dubbed Operation Roman Empire. I haven't heard of that one. We're going to be checking that one out for sure. Tom Morzek, a spokesman for the U.S. Attorney's Office in Los Angeles, declined comment on Roman's death. The Kings County District Attorney's Office also declined comment. His alleged assailants, Cisneros, 31, and Alvarado, 47, are being held in isolation during the investigation. Officials said 2 stabbing weapons were recovered. Both men are serving life sentences, Cisneros for an attempted first-degree murder in San Bernardino County, and Alvarado for second-degree murder in Los Angeles County. Well, that's that as far as the article goes, man. But that dude was a well-respected, very important, influential person from down the way for many, many moons. And hey, what I try to preach, I don't want to say necessarily preach, but what I try to enlighten you guys to, because I'm not one of the preachy type of dudes, man. But what I try to enlighten you in are the things that happen. This guy was a kingpin. He was very important, very respected, controlled a vast area, generated a lot of income, for them individuals. Hey, you fall out of favor. One day you're on top of the mountain, the other day bears are having some meal off your remains at the bottom. It's a treacherous lifestyle. You know what I mean? And not only for excuse me, any different group, bro. Any different group, especially the major three, it doesn't take a lot to fall out of favor. You know what I mean? A couple of the right people that have a good mouthpiece, that have a little more influence than you, a few more people behind them. It's politicking. It happens in every group. There's been many people over the years that have committed the most egregious transgressions that you can imagine, and they're still respected on the top of their game and, doing their thing. There's been those who've had allegations of conduct unbecoming of some form or fashion, and they've been completely annihilated and removed and disgraced, taken out, whatever, however you want to term it. It's a dog eat dog world. What have you done for me lately? You know what I mean? Uh, you did this in the 80s. That doesn't impress me. That's how it is nowadays. It's a real, yes, it's old news. Yesterday's old news. So you could come into the system, work your way to the top, through intelligence or violence or however you do it within your respective group, whether you generate income, whether you're a good mouthpiece and you know how to politic. There's all kinds of ways to ascend to the top in any of these groups. But at the end of the day, as quick as you can ascend, I promise you, you can fall a lot faster. And not even necessarily for what you've done. There could be a power struggle. There could be, sorry, man, I got an itchy throat, these allergies, man. I apologize, you guys. It could be as simple as a power struggle or just a character clash, like a personality clash. You could just not get along with somebody who has just a little more influence than you, man. You could climb the ranks in 3 years and be, El Chingon. It could take you 20 years, but it can take you 2 minutes to go below where you started. That's 6 feet under. That's just today's lesson of the day, man. Everybody's like, oh, that wouldn't happen to me. I played the game right. I'd never tell on nobody. I'd never, be a coward or a traitor, or you know what I mean? I'd never encroach on anybody else's territory or misappropriate funds or whatever the case might be. I wouldn't have no drug debts. I wouldn't lose no cell phones. You're not a wizard. You're not a genie. You can't see into the future, what the future holds. Every day in prison, man, at midnight, a brand new day literally starts. You fall asleep at midnight in good standings, a little bit of politicking, a little bit of internal confrontation, jealousy, envy, just some kind of just dislike for you, man, by the next evening, you could be on a gurney, bro. That's the things these lifestyle can bring. So, like I say, bro, do what you're gonna do, but know what could happen and how often it does and how to avoid it and whatever. And I don't encourage none of it, but people are gonna do what they're gonna do. But when you do stuff, do it with all the wisdom that you can obtain. You know what I'm saying? That's it, man. This is your boy, Rojo. This is the Rojo Room. Hope you guys have a productive Tuesday. I'll holler at you later.